She's just an amazing friend. I love her dearly. We talk on a regular basis. I always learn from her, and I'm thrilled she's here. So Karen, whenever you're ready, take it away.
I want to just thank you for the meditation, because I receive that every Monday morning before our NMD calls, and Maura leads it. And it's something that I needed in my life. I wanted to, but like, I just never got, I just didn't put it a priority. And I don't get a lot of it, but I'm telling you, Maura has been inspiring me more and more. So I just feel like this company and this culture really kind of gives us what we need. So thank you for that. And my kids have great stories of tearing up your house in Connecticut when we're there. But
they were great, Karen. I love
it. So grateful. So I raised my kids in this world, so it's been just a dream, really. But I wanted to chat with you. Everyone who knows me knows I just get right to it. I don't sugarcoat anything, but I think the biggest thing, and actually I'll tell you the backstory of why I'm going to tell you. No, I'm going to tell you the first thing I want to talk about is simplicity. So every time you come off a conference, there's a lot of content. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of different ideas. And some people might even feel overwhelmed. Like my girl, Emma, when Jennifer was talking, like she's a blueprint mind. So she like soaked that in. Other people were like, oh my God, that's way too structure. And I said, just take what you need, but let's really just take a deep breath and let's focus on this simplicity. And I tell you, it's really important. I'm going to tell you the backstory. Backstory is when I went to NMD, I kind of was just in my own world. I usually am, but I just really, all I did was focus on what my sponsor told me what to do. So I'm not joking. She told me to go to the event. I went to the event. She told me to invite guests to the event. I had guests to the event. Every Monday morning, she would call me and tell me about the Cortese call. She said, who can you invite? You have Jeff Roberti on. Who can you invite? So I did everything she said to do, and it was a tight system. We focused on two things. And when I reached NMD, people kept asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you going so fast? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I didn't think I was going fast. I thought I was going at the pace that was right for me. But when I turned around and saw a lot of and listen, what works for people, but a lot of complication, really, a lot of forms and systems and unnecessary this and that. And I was like, well, all I do, and you can write these three things down, this is all I do. I attract customers, I attract partners, and then I teach my partners to attract customers and partners.
Karen, you froze on that. Can you say that again?
Okay, sorry. I got 100 kids on internet. Okay, so number one, and this is all stuff you know, but you're gonna laugh when you look at it. One is we attract customers. Number two, we attract partners. I call them teammates, but partners, okay? Number three, we teach the partners how to attract customers and attract partners. And of course, we do that together. Go ahead.
Karen.
Yeah.
You're cutting up a lot.
I am?
We missed number one. And
not for me.
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Well, I like you guys. Okay, I'll do it again. Okay. One is we attract customers. Two, we attract partners. And three is we teach our partners how to attract customers and partners. Oh, I know why you think I'm breaking up. I'm talking slow for my usual, Maura. Just kidding. Okay, just kidding. So how do I do that? Okay, so we could break it down, but however you break it down, all we do is that. So like I can tell you funny stories where leaders are like, oh my God, I spend so much time doing my Juice Plus business and I'm not getting anywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, what'd your day look like? Well, I had to clean my office, then I had to paint my office, then I had to read a personal development book, and I'm all about all those three things. But those are, Jeff Roberti told me, on hours that you can't connect with people, right? So during business hours, which by the way now is always because we have the internet, so that's a whole other story. So that's all we do. So what do I do every day? That. So I help my teammate do that. So and we have different ways to make it fun and exciting and pick up speed. But these are my main things. So when I sign up a new teammate, and welcome to all the new teammates on the line. That's super. Listen, I said yes 18 years ago, best decision I ever did. So like, good for you. This is great. And then my sponsor says, treat it like a business. Like that's her big advice. If you treat it like a hobby, it pays like a hobby. You treat it like a business, it pays like a business. And when I decided I wanted a business, I just followed the system. And the system is just attract customers, attract partners, and then duplicate. So the biggest way for me and my team to attract customers is by events. So Zoom events are our #1 gig now. We like to do grand openings to kind of launch the business. We do calls on athletes, on immune system. We do any type of Juice Plus, why take Juice Plus, any product call. We also do business calls. Sometimes we merge it like Jennifer does. But that's kind of it. The 3-way calls are my #1 attraction for business. And let me tell you, I built my whole business. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you the story because there's new people online. And it's one of my favorite stories. So first day of the business, I said, okay, how do you win at this? Like, how can I be good? And she said, you attract customers, you attract teammates. I'm like, well, what's that mean? She goes, who do you want on your team? And I said, well, I'd like this girl, so-and-so. And she goes, well, just get me on the phone. I said, okay. So I called my closest friend. I was a physical therapist with her. She had moved. And she was in my wedding, like we were close. And I said, you're never going to believe what I called and I said, guess what we're doing? And she goes, what? And I go, it's called Juice Plus. I don't know much about it, but we can help people make money and do it together. I go, you got to hear what this girl, Chris, is telling me. And I said, when can we call you? And it was like the dumbest question I ever asked. She goes, I'm available right now. And she goes, you just called me. And I said, okay. So I figured the 3-way call, and my sponsor says, just introduce us and then don't say anything. So I'm not joking. I'm walking around the house like this for 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, she signs up. The girl signs up. And I was married at the time, so I turned to my husband and I said, I'm so good at this. And he goes, wait, what? And I said, seriously, I'm so good at this business. Like all I have to do is to introduce. Maura's like, have you ever heard this story, Maura?
I've heard this story. I love this story.
It's so funny. So I said, all I have to do is introduce people to this girl, Chris. She is a magic. And I realized, shoot, we're recording here, but don't tell anyone. Chris is not magic. It's the 3-way call that's magic. And I'm telling you, and there's so much psychology behind it and like the teamwork and like, you bring the relationship and then bring in the expert, or you bring in the relationship and bring in the confidence, like it just works. Anyways, so we signed her up, and let me tell you, I thank God every day I called and invited that girl. She said yes. And that's my whole North Carolina team. That's Kelly, that's Courtney, that's Heather, that's Ricky. Forget my team. Those are my friends. All my friends are there, but it's, the 3-way calls, that's my #1 tool. Like for all the leaders on the phone tonight, the only way I can help my leaders, the only way I can help my team is when they put me in front of people. Okay. If they're not putting me in front of people, I can't work for them. I can't work with them. I can't help them. I can nag and tell you what to do, but guess what? You can go on the Freedom Revolution and figure out what to do. The only way I can help you is when you call me and say, hey, can you talk to this girl tomorrow at 6? So 3-way calls, stay connected is my biggest, like our team is I think special with that. We don't do the Voxer thing. A lot of teams do. We do the, like, if you want to talk to me, pick up the phone and call me. Like that's how it works. So like every day, pretty much, sometimes we text, sometimes we sometimes we text, sometimes we skip a day, but pretty much all my leaders call me every day. Okay. And listen, if I'm working,
wait a minute, you broke up. All your leaders call you every day or
Yes.
text you every day?
Mostly call, We talk. We're a talking, loving kind of team. When Chris taught me this too, when my team calls me, okay, so say Susie calls me, okay, if she's on my team, Susie calls me, and I know that Susie is focused on her business, okay? If I call Susie, she could be working out, she could be having birthday cake, she could be, you know, doing another bit, I don't know, like, you know, but when she calls me, she's focused. So I tell my team, call me when you're like, let's talk. And so they're not long conversations, initially maybe, but they're short conversations. And like when Courtney was going NMD, what we did is we talked every day at 5 in the morning and every night at 10. And I know that sounds a little extreme, but she had to get out of a situation, and that was our only options, and it worked fine. So every day at 5, I would say, who are we talking to today? By the way, when my team calls me, that's my number one question. Who are we talking to today? Who are we talking to? I did a coaching call. Who are we talking to? And then at night, I'd be like, how'd those conversations go? Or, you know, or we would do 3-way calls sneaking throughout the day. But really, that is like what I do. Like, people always want to know, like, what do you do? Like, that's all I do. But that's it. I don't complicate things. I focus on, I learned how to get really good at 2 things, and that's it. Like, you know, I have to work on my other skills, but I know that I have strengths, and I'm going to build my business from the strengths that I have. I'm not going to focus on all of the things that aren't great with me. Okay. And we all should do that. It's a simple business, you guys. One more thing, and then you ask a question. It's simple. Okay. Everybody who's qualified, I won't put you on the spot, but whoever's qualified, okay, and yay, you know, think, okay, I'm qualified. And then all the new people think, okay, that's probably where you're headed. Okay. That's, if you want to be successful in this business, that's a big deal. If you are qualified, let me tell you, you are exactly where you need, and you know exactly enough. You are enough to attract another teammate and teach your teammate how to be successful, because you just have to simply help them qualify. Right? So you qualify, you help another team qualify, and that's just kind of how it works. It's really a simple, it's brilliant, actually. I mean, I didn't create it. I mean, Jay created it, but it's a simple system. You know, so if you focus on, Cheryl says, the money-making activities, what are the money-making activities? Money-making activities are 3 things: talking to people, talking to people, talking to people. Why do we talk to people?
Yeah.
To love on them, see what they need, attract customers, attract teammates. Go team. Okay, Maura, do you have questions? You want me to keep going?
No, keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
You're rocking it.
Fantastic. Do you mind if we ask questions in the middle?
Go, ask. That'll help me direct where I'm going next.
I love that. That's how I think, Karen. It's great to meet you. You're awesome. My name's Hamilton.
I think I met you before, but good. Glad
I
to
think
see you.
we did too.
Yeah.
So good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
It's, I was going to ask you, because we've launched a heck of a lot of new partners,
Yay.
like a lot of people, but we really have, the team has done great, and I'm so excited about it. What do you do after number 2, before you teach partners how to attract? How do you launch them? How do you get someone started, especially after a blitz like that, where all of a sudden you find yourself, oh my God, I've got 5 new people.
Right. So this is right. Okay. So you have 5 new people. So if you personally have 5 new people, if I personally have 5 new people, I have like sticky notes right here that have everything that I need. So every time I talk to them, I know exactly, even my leaders, I have a book that it has their whole outline. So when Cheyenne calls me, I know her whole team real quick. You know, so that's how I keep organized. I have to see it when it's regarding people that I don't personally know. But to answer your question, we have in the past have had extensive checkoff lists, starter checkoff lists. And I just feel that that is kind of overwhelming. So I kind of am a little bit, even though I'm so structured, I'm a little laid back. So I always think, Gordon taught me, think of the end first. So what's the end? Okay, the end is my responsibility is to help them accomplish their goals. Is to be successful, whatever success is defined by them, accomplish their goal. First question is, Anthony, I'm going to pick on you. Anthony, I know you like the Juice Plus. I know it makes sense to you. I also know this is a business. How much money a month would make you smile? So I always say that word, sometimes saying it to guys.
Are you guys having trouble hearing Karen, or is it just me?
I can hear.
I can
You're
hear
Karen,
coming
just
this
fine.
side.
It's
Yeah, we're good.
perfect.
Yeah, she's good.
I can hear.
Okay.
Okay.
Good here.
Okay, so that's number one. I got to know what they want. Okay, how much money a month do you want to make? And listen, guys, you better know that before you ask your teammate that. You need to know it that. So every time one of my teammates calls me, it has her number. So it'll say like Heather 3,000, because Heather wants to make $3,000 a month. So that kind of keeps me organized. But anyways, so you have to know what they want financially. It's obviously good to know their why. Like, what would they do with that? Courtney wanted shoe money. That shoe money went to paying for insurance money. So that evolves too, but you need to know what that $3,000 is for. Okay. Now that you know that, you say, this is it, you guys. I didn't tell you, this is the biggest statement Chris ever said to me. Well, one of them. She said, you bring the people, I'll bring the presentation. Okay, so I kind of updated. I say, you bring the people, I'll bring the conversation. Okay, I like a conversation better. So even though you wouldn't know that from tonight's talk right now, but conversation. So Hamilton, what I need you guys to do is put me in front of people. Okay, so who are we talking to first? Give me the first few people you want to help, and give me the first few people you want to partner up with on your team. So I get their list, listen, I'm not going to listen. There's some people that will hang up the phone and send me a list of 50 names, but some people just give me 5 or 10, and that's how we start. So I kind of go with the flow. So then I say, great. Okay, so now we know, what do we know? We know how much money they want to make, where they're going to spend it. We have a few people of potential customers and potential teammates, people they want to help, but here's the thing. We want to get them a positive experience. Okay, you get them a positive experience, what are they going to do? They want more.
Keep going.
They want more. That was me. I started with 2 calls a day. That's all I got. I can help 2 people a day. That's it. Then all of a sudden people are like, thank you, my migraines are gone, or thank you, I have more energy, or thank you, my eczema's gone. So then it got addicting. I'm like, I can make 3 phone calls. What if I can make 4 phone calls? So you want them to feel comfortable, get positive experiences, and just want to keep helping people, because that is what we're here for, to inspire healthy living. So, and that's it. So
So you don't send them on some like training thing like, okay, everybody go look at the website and go through Freedom Revolution. You literally jump in and do paid activity with them.
100%, because if you told me to go check out a website, guess what I'm not doing?
Right.
And guess what? Not only am I not checking out your website, because I don't like to do that,
Right.
I am not calling you back because I'm embarrassed that I didn't check out the website, because I told you, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
now I'll tell you what, we signed up Harmony, and I did the same thing. Harmony, we actually were able to leave our house at this point. She signed up a couple months ago. So we did an event at our house, and let me tell you, she told me right away, she watched all the videos the first night, so she did all the homework. Like, there's some people that are just going to do it. It's available. Yes, I send out a welcome email. It has the information. The company gives the information. Our Facebook page has the information, but I'm not going to sit there and show them my virtual office and show them the Freedom Revolution. I'm just not, because they can do that this is a business.
Thank you. That was awesome.
I hope I wasn't yelling at you. I'm just passionate.
I totally took it as
I'm sorry. I have a really bad connection. So Karen, I'm going to have to watch this when, after we record it. But you are really great at, you do a launch with your reps, don't you?
No, not like what Lauren was doing. Like what they talked to about the NMD calls. I don't do that. I do a grand opening.
You do
So-
the grand opening call,
Yeah,
okay.
so I go
'Cause
right
we
into
have
it.
a launch, and that's been working really well. And the
Yeah.
people that launch grow, and the people that don't. It's
Right.
really
So
that
whatever's
simple.
working, don't fix. This is just my system. Whatever's working, guys, don't fix. Add
What's
to
the
it.
grand opening?
Okay, so the grand opening is, so Jody was my first teammate. Well, not my first teammate. My brand new QSC recently. So she had gone to conference to take a peek at the business, and then I signed her up at conference. And then the first thing we did when we got home, obviously on the plane ride, she's writing all these different names and ideas because she just experienced conference and she felt love and connected. And anyway, so we go home and I said, okay, we'll do a grand opening to launch your business, tell all your family and friends like what you're doing now, when do you want to do it? And she said, well, how about, like, is a happy hour good? I'm like, happy hour is always good. Now this girl is in Dallas and I'm in Florida. So we did it on Zoom. Sometimes we'll do it in person. We did Harmonies in person and it's pretty laid back. It's like, hey, so they all usually know each other because it's like family and long friends and all that kind of thing. And we just are like, hey, we just want you to know, super excited. Kathy just launched her new business, or I said Jody just launched her new business and you are her closest people and she really wants you to know what she's all about. And, she'll tell her story. I'll tell my story, super laid back. We'll show the products. We'll answer any questions. We'll hint about the business. And we'll just say, if you know anyone who wants to get healthier or knows anyone, or if you know anyone who is looking to create extra income, Jody's your girl. And we hung up. And let me tell you, she signed up, she went QSC, so she signed up a whole bunch of customers and teammates. And then she signed up 4 teammates and they're all doing the grand openings. So it's just kind of private Zooms is what they are. And listen, she actually called me today and said, how about we do another grand opening? Is that a good idea? She goes, I'm already like 5 months in. I go, it's definitely a good idea. We do another grand opening. So it's just a reason to share. So it's just simple. But if we could get everybody to do it, and then that's the story. Well, Jody did it. Oh, great. Then Venus did it. Venus went to Partner Plus after her first grand opening. Venus's 3 people should sure do a grand opening. And so it's just constant activity. Because what do? We focus on the activity.
Yep.
That's it.
That's awesome.
It's funny, Karen, because we did grand openings for a really long time and the team kind of went away from them. There are some of my leaders that still use a grand opening. Susie does, and a few others, but they have been very successful. I do them with all of my new guys, but people get to a certain place and then they start experimenting, which I think is fair enough and fine, but they forget about some of the systems that are already in place. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, you have to just kind of watch. If you're going to try something else, go ahead, but come back to what works for you. Like, you just have to find that. I'm not going to tell you all the events that doesn't work for me, but let me tell you what works for me. And these are the ones I feel comfortable and I enjoy doing. But I like it. I like the grand openings and events are events. Events are activity. You just have to find the events that feel comfortable for you. So, but I like the grand opening because a new person, most of the time, sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't know what to say. Or they're afraid to share because they don't know if they're going to be asked a question and then they kind of look silly, which to me is silly because if you don't know the answer, just say, I'll get the answer for you. But I understand that. So in an event like this, right in front of her people, if her dad asks me a question, hopefully I know the answer, or hopefully I was asked it before. So I think that kind of alleviates some of the pressure, but with a grand opening, Maura, why I like them? Because it's that sense of urgency. Grand opening. Right. It sounds exciting,
Right. Right.
But if it doesn't work for you, Sue.
No, I like them. I use them with my front line. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, some people don't like them.
If
Some
you don't
people
like them,
felt
find
that
a
they
different
were,
one. And there's things I don't like. Guess what I don't like? I don't like salad in a jar. But let me tell you, I have some great NMD friends that kill it with it. It's just not my thing. I don't want to organize who's bringing the this and the that. And I don't want to go on the Evite to figure the this and the that. But they do that and they do it well. So if that works for you, do it. We got yoga and Juice Plus. You got all these different types of activities. Just do activity. Sue.
Karen, thanks for being here. I love your energy and ideas. So I've been in the business for 6-ish years. Feeling a little stale. I have a great team, but I haven't brought anybody new into the business in a while. How about a grand reopening? I mean, what?
Excellent idea. Hey, I could use your help, Sue. I'm reopening my business and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because I just, in my heart, I know there's more people out there that I can help. And I'm hoping you could help me. Everybody likes to help people. I'm hoping you could help me. Would you be open to hopping on, my grand opening? I know you heard it before. We have some new things. There's some new stories. Maybe you could bring a friend or two. Absolutely. I did a grand opening for one of my new teammates and she said, can I bring someone? And I was like, or no, I invited her to an athlete's call. She goes, can I bring someone? Of course. We want to make sure our team knows that this is an event for them to invite for. But I'll tell you what, Sue, I have been where you are and I have team exactly where you are. And what my biggest mistake on this journey was beating myself up. I'll be honest with you. And then what I learned to do, like if I wanted to make 10 phone calls a day and I only made 3, I would get mad at myself. So I learned gratitude. Maura taught me, I lay down in bed at night and just be grateful for the 3 people I could reach out for today. But I'll tell you what, that obviously we know what you want. You know what you want and you know what you need to do to get there. What do you need to do? You just have to talk to more people. You have to put yourself in. I think some people focus on the same people. I kind of do that sometimes too. You gotta meet new people and focus on new people and
Yep.
and listen, there's who knows who and ask for referrals and there's so many your customers and I called my sister and asked for her college roommate's name. Like there's so many people out there, but there's nothing like the energy shift in your business when you sign up a new person that really wants to make a difference in their life.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, your team noticed that because when I signed up Jody, I was always positive. Maura will have my back on this. I'm always positive. I'm always working, but I didn't realize it till one of my teammates, a sales coordinator said, I see something different in you. And it was because I signed up Jody. It was a new light. It was the new life. It was new excitement. I mean, it's more fun. It's more friends. It's great. And Cheryl says that. You want to change your business? Sign up a new person. Go ahead, Maura.
right. That's what Cheryl always says, right, Karen? There isn't a problem that your business can have that a new rep won't solve. A couple of new reps won't solve, I mean, you get all energized, right?
And I didn't even know it, but it radiates. It's that aura, it's really interesting.
It's very interesting. Who else has a question for Karen? I think one of the most amazing things about you, Karen, is the thing I love the most about you is you're such a straight shooter and you don't put up with any bullshit. You're wonderful, you're positive, but you don't want to hear the excuses. What's your attitude towards excuses?
So, well, I think of all the funny things first, and then I have to be careful if the person's going to appreciate my sarcasm or not. So, like, right? So Sue Burdick was like, honey, you can make, no, not Sue. Who said it? You can make excuses or you can make money. You can't make both. I think it was Sue. So you can make excuses.
It was Bob.
Bob Burdick. Yeah. She said you can make beds or make
Burdick.
money. You can't make both. That's what she said. But you know, it's a choice. We all have a choice. Do you like? One time I lost it, and a leader was giving me excuses, and then I just threw up on her. I could give you a whole bunch of excuses too, you guys. I'm a single mom of 4. You know, like I could do that, but guess what? I don't, because there's a different
And
way
you're
of,
amazing. You 24/7.
but there's a different way of looking at life. Like I'm looking for the go-getters. Like when Courtney was going NMD, and I remember this like yesterday, it was never a question. It was just, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know who the team will be in place when it happens, but it's going to happen. Like it was that, it's the mindset. So the excuses, when people have excuses, you just have to say, is that excuse more important than that X amount of money I want to make every month so I could do this every month? That's your question. You know,
And this
is
time
that
that we're-
excuse worth it? I can't believe how many people watching all this Netflix and TVs and stuff. I see it all over Facebook. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much, like, people like, okay, say Hamilton, I gotta tell you, and then tell me. People say this to me: do you still run marathons? I'm like, every day, wake up at 5 o'clock and I run until I pass out. And I didn't understand until this quarantine, and people all the time are saying, oh, did you watch this? Did you watch this? Do you know what a waste? Like, okay, if you need that to like settle down, do that, but put boundaries on it. You know, like there's so much time you could pick up. You have, you know, it's amazing. Hamilton, go ahead. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I think we have the same kind of energy. I feel like I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it's all day. It's crazy.
This time that we're in, this time is raising this the need for everyone to choose, what mindset they want to have. And it's dividing people into, I kind of just see it as like the selfish kind of people who are older school, who want things to go back to normal, instead of, like Paolo said the other day, I want to go, I didn't love that he said go back to better, but let's go forward to better.
Right.
We can
'Cause
all make the choice, and we can choose.
Right.
I was saying yesterday to the team on Voxer, you know, I just got the mojo to reach out to one of my dream team people that I haven't called.
And forget the outcome. How did that feel? Forget the outcome.
She bought a tower. She signed up as a rep. She was crying on the phone, spilling her guts. And it's because of what you just said a minute ago. I want to start calling them. I'm not going to call them grand opening events. I'm not using the word event. Event scares people, I think.
Yeah, we just do
I
grand.
want to call it a grand opening conversation. And I love what you said about conversation, because it's a relationship business. It is a paid activity business. I want people to be active and action oriented, but and it doesn't necessarily matter what I want, right? It's what they want. But I think people are looking for connection.
Right.
People want to be heard, and they want to be asked questions.
Huge.
And they want to be cared for. Like Sean said the other day, it's not how much you know, it's how much you care.
Right.
And so, you know, it just is so clear to me that we all need to believe. If we don't have the belief in the product, in the company, in the business model, in ourselves, then what are we doing? Then go watch.
Okay, so I agree 100%. I got to piggyback on a couple of things you said. So
Yeah.
I created a 5th belief. I don't usually like say stuff like this, but I mentioned we should have a belief in our sponsor. Okay, they have to feel comfortable and confident that you're not going to say anything stupid in front of their people. I know stupid is a bad word, but you know what I'm saying? Like so some people, like I went blind faith. I didn't even know this upline. Blind faith, meet my friend. Some people are like, they need more information. So you give them ideas of what you're going to say. But I'll tell you, what you said is right, Hamilton. They say, right? Dr. Oz said this months ago, the #1 epidemic is loneliness. And it's worse right now, you guys. I mean, I know it's bad. So we have this community. Let's invite people to take a peek. Reagan Dean always says that, take a peek at our business, at our opportunity. And then the best thing you could do, Hamilton, is what you're doing, is inspire your team and inspire other people. You know, I'm not telling my team about Jody to make me feel good. I'm telling them because I'm hoping that you find a Jody, you know, right? Because, and then, you know, just kind of have conversation about that. But you know what? Listen, we all have issues. I mean, I don't know if you guys, my team has issues. Don't focus on anything right now. If anything that's bothering you, the excuses or whatever, focus on what you want. That's it. Focus on what you want and what you have to do to get there. Use your strengths. You all have strengths. Okay? You could say I have no strengths. Well, I know you have a strength. You got on a Zoom. Get on somebody's Zoom and bring a guest. Like there's like, you can build it from what you have right now. Okay? Talk to yourself nicely. Be positive. I mean, I'm not that motivational speaker. I'm more the how-tos kind of girl, but be kind to yourself and you like it. Like yourself and love our community and you'll attract. People want to be like us. You know? We're so lucky.
Amen, sister.
Right? Okay, good. You
That's
got
fine.
on? You good?
I'm so sorry. I got kicked off. I was like, I'm in tears. I'm missing my best friends. I mean, this is just crazy.
She's awesome.
But I know you gave my team so much information, Karen, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to watching the recording when I have a strong bandwidth here. I don't know what's going on, but so in parting, Karen, what is the best thing that you can tell them to remember besides being positive, living in gratitude, and taking action? Is there anything else that's
I would
comes
just say,
right?
just go for it. You know, you made a commitment with yourself, you know, to yourself to, that you wanted this, you know, you signed up for this business on purpose. Go for it. You know, like it's not hard. It's just over and over. It's just learning a couple things, feeling, you know, it's about learning a few comfortable things and doing it over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get
Exactly.
boring. 18 years, it doesn't get boring. It's fun.
No,
Just do it.
right. And it doesn't get boring because we're talking to different people every time. And we're asking all kinds of questions and they're growing and going and or not. And it's okay if they don't, but I'm not going to, you know, we don't stay there with them. We're looking for new people, right?
I'll tell you what, I agree 100%. And some days it gets hard. And then you think of the good days, like what customer that you helped, what teammate that you helped, what's maybe, you know, words that they said, like one of my teammates, I'm not joking, like said, you saved my life. Did I save her
Right.
life? No, I didn't save her life, but she thinks I did. My point
Right.
is that I helped her somehow in her journey of happiness. Who doesn't want to do this more?
Right.
Yeah.
And you help people with their health, but there is such a undercurrent of financial stress that I love sharing the business, probably even a little more than sharing the product. I mean, I love the product. I will stay on the product for the rest of my life, but sharing the business is a big deal for me because it came at a very opportune time for me to join this business. Danny and I were getting into some financial issues, and this really helped us. And I've never looked back. So if it helped me, it's got to.
Right?
I'm
Like,
sorry?
Sorry to cut you off, but you don't know. Like your
Right.
friends didn't know where you were. Like people don't know who needs help. You don't know who needs help until they're brave enough to come to you and ask for help, or you're brave enough to ask them a question.
Yep.
And that question
Right.
could just be, how are you?
Yep.
Let me tell you, I'm here by myself, and I mean, the 4 kids are here, but 3 outside of my Juice Plus people, 3 people outside of my Juice Plus world called me to see how I'm doing. I
Oh,
had tears in my eyes each call. Who does that? Those are our people. But that's what we do. We do that every day. You know,
right.
like who else needs that?
Everybody.
Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody. Well, thank you, Karen. I love you to death. I can't wait to listen to this whole recording again.
I hope it
But,
was helpful.
you know,
Really. I really hope you guys learned something, and
Thank you.
I know they did, I can tell.
It was
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
Karen.
that was awesome.
Thank you. That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
I like the
Thank you, Karen.
simplicity.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Keep it simple.
Love you,
Laura.
honey.
You got a great
Thank
team.
you.
We'll see you guys in
Thanks, sweetie.
definitely.
Talk
Indy.
to you later, baby.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Bye-bye.
You guys. Stay healthy.
Are we done?